They say death comes in many forms, and within those forms you'll see your true self. Will you run, or will you fight? But with this animal, you don't get the option to pick, because once you're in its sights, it's over for you. This is the history of Dugonge! Alright, jokes aside, why'd you skip my edit, man? You know, it took a couple days to do that 30-second bit. Go back and actually rewatch it. You know, I don't care what you're doing. Said go back. For the love of God. I will pound you in. Okay. Jokes aside, for real this time. I'm serious. Jokes aside. This little fucker lives in over 40 different places. More specifically, inside coastal rivers inside the Indo-Pacific. I don't know. I'm gonna be honest, bro. I don't know why. If you're wondering why, just, I don't know. Fucking ask one.
Oh, you see, we come from a long
Oh man, I broke character. If you don't know this part, it was scripted. I thought I'd last much more longer than I did. I broke. It's like a minute into the video already. We'll give a shit though, right? Anyways. They lived in both Africa and specifically the Turkey Sea region. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know why I even added in that bit. I'm not a history channel. I'm not a gaming channel. I'm a channel that makes whatever. So,
One midlife crisis later.
Sirenians are believed to have evolved from being four-legged herbivore land creatures. Woo! 50 to 60 million years ago, they evolved from four-legged herbivore land creatures, like I just said. And they were known as the Tetherites, linking them to modern-day elephants, before transitioning into life underwater. Now, it's important to note the Sirenians weren't the most massive animals out there, as they were usually pig-sized, which adds up with the slow growth for modern-day dugongs, as they actually take typically around 10 to 20 years to fully grow up into adults, and are usually about 3 meters in length with 500 kilograms to add along with it. Or for my non-charted viewers, which in that case, I love you. Woo! It's 1,102 pounds. You know, these guys are fat. Yeah, kind of like your mother. These guys, the only underwater man when we fully vegan. Herbivore. Okay, fine. Herbivore. Are you happy? Huh? Fucking twat. I don't know. Seriously, why are you on my ass about that in the first place? You understand what I meant by vegan. Herbivore is literally just a fancier way to say vegan. Fuck. The fossil records of the mystical Sirenian family date all the way back to the early Eocene era, where they continue to grow until the end but the gene pool had massively increased for the Sirenian bubs, as many lived in new habitats like rivers, marine waters, and my backyard. I know, it's pretty cool, isn't it?
Bro, his breath fucking slaps. Where's backyard shit? Fuck. Oh my god.
Going back to the first Sirenian fossil, it is known to be Pezosiren, where it was shown to still be a four-legged mammal, and any sea cow within the this fucking word, and Proto-Sirenidae families would be locked within the Eocene era before the genetic expansion I discussed earlier. Now, due to them mostly being herbivores and being bottom feeders, eating around 10 to 15% of their body weight through seagrass, along with their slow movement speed, 5 miles on average. But top speed is 15 miles for short bursts. Actually a waste of sperm The only thing saving these guys is that they are adorable. They are cute, fat, but like fat in a way where it's like natural for them and not like fat cats you see on Instagram. Which I side note, that's genuinely disgusting and deplorable. If you like any of those videos, I genuinely implore you to leave my community. You are a piece of shit. Okay, like I get it. Yeah, maybe it's funny. These cats are dying because they're fat as shit. Anyways, it has unfortunately made them at risk of being hunted due to the fact that they are, well, super slow. But this isn't really a new thing for them, since they've always been at risk for extinction or just, in danger of being hunted. And it's simply because they have these two features which are highly important and sought after. They're thick, girthy, juicy, gelatinous meat. And they're nice, smooth, succulent, milky oil on their bodies. If I'm going to be honest, this hunting thing might be just as bad as the UFC fanbase treating Team Khabib like they are saints, despite them forcing a homeless man to do push-ups for money. Multiple fighters coming directly from Khabib's team, being busted for steroids by USADA. Khabib's legacy being a fight between mostly 2 or 3 decent strikers. Poirier and Gaethje, they're mostly strikers, man. They're not fucking... I don't care what anyone says. Dustin Poirier black belt. Dustin Poirier black belt. Yeah, black belt my fucking ass. I'm the king of England with that shit, man. Maybe he does have good grappling, but it's evident he just does not work on it. Same thing for Gaethje. 18 years of wrestling gone down the can because he lost the fucking punch shit. Sorry. Did you know the current population of dugongs are fragmented?
Dude, you just said that.
I know. ChatGPT wrote that for me.
What? You piece of shit!
It didn't. It was a joke. Well, it's due in fact to all the hunting I mentioned earlier. And in fact, dugongs in general are just known to have slow rates of reproduction. But they also have long lifespans to make up for it. 70 years. Dude, these guys are old as shit. I'm not going to lie to you. But a female dugong does typically make a baby within 6 to 18 years of them developing as dugongs. And it takes the calf 2 fucking years of sucking on mommy's milkies to grow. Seriously, 18 months? No, you guys are fucking almost extinct. Why are you sucking on your mama's milky for that long? Now, granted, the little babies do eat seagrass after a few weeks, but they continue milking mommy for some reason because of all the reasons mentioned for their low numbers. We actually lost an entire subspecies of dugongs within the 1800s. Oh my god, I know, that is sad. Anyways, meet the Steller sea cow. Yeah, these boys are named after George William Steller. See, George, yeah, I'm gonna call him George. He'll give a shit. He's dead anyways. They were found to be around the Commander Islands, which were islands in between Russia and Alaska, within the Bering Sea. However, their area of living could have actually been bigger, as scientists speculate the range of their habitats were all up in the North Pacific during the Pleistocene era, where Steller himself encountered them on Bering Island after he and his crew got shipwrecked on the island due to a failed expedition. A lot of the sea cow's behaviors come from Steller himself, so in all honesty, it's probably the writings of your local crackhead, and probably heinously inaccurate. But, with that being said, let's dive right into their possible behaviors and what they possibly could have been. Now, okay, the sea cow wasn't documented to have any major predators. As of now, due to the kelp forest they resided in, and their blubber, both of which served to drive off sharks and killer whales, and thus that allowed the sea cow to efficiently protect their young offspring. Compared to some new Sirenians, Steller had noted the sea cows were strict herbivores, opting to eat kelp, unlike their current day mates who eat seagrass, and lifting their heads every 4 to 5 minutes for a quick breather. I'm gonna be honest, man. I don't understand how you're a marine mammal and can't hold your breath longer than like 30 minutes. That your whole life is spent underwater, or at least around it. How is your breath that bad, Brody? Your whole life revolves around the water. You can't even hold your breath longer than 5 fucking minutes. What? I mean, seriously, why would you exist? Why even exist? They mainly floated, which cut them off from going any deeper than 1 meter or 3.3 feet below the tide, and thus hunting them was made easier because of that. But, on the bright side, although there's not really much of them, being honest, during the winter, Stellar noted that the sea cows appeared visibly thinner. And this wasn't a choice by them. They were forced to do that because the kelp that they had been eating would grow frozen. And as a result, they had to fast. This, however, also made them very liable to being hunted, as Stellar himself noted how to actually cook and properly season the sea cows. As they would, stick around in ponds, and because they were so trustable, it could have been that he lured them towards them so that, they could kill and hunt them. This is because the Commander Islands were just located so far up north, and, as I said earlier, it's located near modern-day Russia and Alaska. I did sidetrack, I'm sorry about that, but there were bigger fossils in the Pleistocene Aleutian Island. Yeah, it turns out these dumbasses didn't even pick the right environment. As an island over there were more bigger and better fossils compared to the Barren Island fossils. Dude. I'm trying to be calm as I say this. How? Do you fuck? No, seriously, the only thing saving them was how social they were, as they all lived in small family groups. And, as I mentioned before, they protected little babies, which is, +1 against Israel. Anyways, these little guys, little stellar sea cows, they were seen pushing the younger members to the front of the pack to prevent them from getting ambushed from behind. And according to Stellar's own words, which again, he wasn't really a scientist, not too sure if he was or wasn't. To be honest, I didn't really do much research about Stellar himself. I don't give a shit about the guy. The video is about the glorious dugongs, okay? In his own words, they had attempted to kidnap a female stellar cow, but the males in the group immediately rushed the hunting boat as they rocked and rammed it. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough to stop the hunters, as by the time the lover of the female cow had arrived near the shore, she had been killed. But that didn't stop her mate, not for 1 second, as he looked into the eyes of his dead lover. Each year, thousands upon thousands of dugongs die, usually by starvation or because they drown. Now, both of these happen because of human activity. Starvation is because of pollution, and the kelp forest the seagrass that they rely on usually gets scuffed up because other parts of the ocean are polluted, or entanglement is just commercial fishing by big companies. I'm not telling you have to act or do anything like that, although it is something that, a lot of people would deeply appreciate, Mother Nature as well. But what I am telling you is you should really just enjoy them while you have them. Because, life is sacred. Not a lot of things are guaranteed. And, the stellar sea cow, they died off because, well, they couldn't really defend themselves. Their thick blubber was all they had, their thick 4-inch skin. Their slow reproduction just makes it hard for them to properly come back as a species. And I'm talking about dugongs, right? Their slow reproduction is just hard for them to come back from the constant killings. So just try and appreciate them while you still can. If there is anything you can do, I implore you to do it, right? Like, get the community together and start like a vote for government officials to do something about it, or something like that. That will always be appreciated by, nature and the scientific community. But, that's all. Hope you enjoyed the video, and have a good one.